There also are some really important points in Rachel's situation for all of us. The first is, and many of these are second nature to Dr. Batra, she can talk to us about them. The first is that melanomas can look like almost anything. We tend to think of them as black spots that are growing, but they can have a cover over them from the outer layer of the skin and look like a wart, like was in your case. They occur in areas where the sun doesn't shine. Most of us think that they're only in sun-exposed areas, but this is a good example. And I think the really important points are that anything that's persistent on your skin and doesn't look like it belongs there, you should see a dermatologist. And my own point of view, and I wonder what you think about this, is that even though everything was done really well in this case, and Rachel's general practitioner biopsied it first, and then when it came back not a wart, sent her to a dermatologist. But in general, I don't think that non-dermatologists should biopsy skin lesions for the most part, because they may not put them in the right fixative. There's a lot of nuance involved to getting the correct diagnosis and getting it quickly and with the first biopsy. And I wonder what you think about that, Dr. Batra.
Well, I agree with you, because there is something called sampling error, where you see something and you might even do the wrong type of biopsy. You might do a scrape, which is called a shave biopsy, and then not get the depth of it and miss the cells that are truly problematic. So when you do go to a dermatologist who's trained in that, we can assess whether it needs to be more of an excisional biopsy, where you take a big sample so you don't miss something, versus a small punch, which actually takes the depth of it, versus just a scrape. But to your point, I think it's so valid, because melanoma, even though it's derived from pigment cells, can be amelanotic. In her case, I think the reason it looked like a wart is because the skin on the soles of your feet is very thick. And sometimes when you have something very abnormal, the skin sort of thickens up to protect you. It's meant to be your barrier against the outside world, and it sort of obscures how it looks. So your point is so well taken. If something's there for more than about a month, it's not healing, it's a sore, it looks weird to you, then I do think a skin specialist is definitely the right way to go.
A specialist, dermatologist, plastic surgeon, and if we have a high level of suspicion, we're definitely going to do more than just do a sampling. We're going to do an excisional biopsy, and if I have a high level of suspicion for melanoma, I'm going to go deep, I'm going to go into the subcutaneous tissue, because I know we want to get the most accurate assessment of the depth of that lesion and take a margin. Now, comes back melanoma, you're probably going to have to go back and do a wider resection, but at least you haven't violated the tumor, which in itself may affect the course of the disease.
About 5% of melanomas don't have melanin in them, so they won't be brown. And as Dr. Batra was saying, in this particular location, because there's so much callus on the heel, it's kind of like looking at a lesion that's deep. So if you imagine like the thick sort of kind of mottled glass of a milk bottle or something, if you try to look through that to see something, that's what you're looking through essentially on the heel. And so it really takes a very experienced eye to see whether or not it's a worry or not. And also it takes a very deep biopsy, as Dr. Ordon was saying.
And one of the scary things about melanoma is it's one of the cancers where the incidence is actually increasing every year. So this year we think 96,000 will be diagnosed in the US alone. It's become the 5th most common cancer in men and women.
But to end this segment on a positive note, thank goodness we have immunotherapy as a possibility for many individuals now. And certainly, Rachel, we are so happy for you. Rachel is fundraising for cancer research. And if you want to donate, we put a link up on our website, thedoctorstv.com. Rachel, thank you so much for being with us, sharing
Thank you for having me.
Your story, and best of luck to you in the future. Dr. Piro, we always appreciate you coming on the show.